Alright guys, welcome in to Don't Be Trippin', it's just flipping. We sold a few items today, but I'm going to show you how I ship out a couple of the ones that we sold. This Kentucky hat sold on eBay for $22.45. I picked this one up probably about 6 months ago. I paid $1 for it, so I'm not sure that I would pick it up again. But that's what it looks like, and this is the tag. But I'm going to show you how I ship out pretty much every single hat. Next up, we have these Floor Shine boots. These sold on Depop for $89.95. They took less than a week and a half to sell. Found them twice and they each sold on Depop pretty quick. So keep your eye out for these. Whenever you are creating your listing for these, the keywords are leather and then Beatles, because for some reason it just looks like something that the Beatles would wear or a member of the Beatles would wear. And that keyword just pushes them out to people who are looking for this type of style. All right, let's get into shipping them. First things first, we need to find a box to put these items in. Just say hi to Ben. He's eating an egg roll. Benjamin! So that's who you hear in the background of my videos, you guys, parrot. But we get these boxes from Dollar Tree's dumpster. So whenever they fill up their cardboard dumpster, we go and find some good boxes. And they usually have the perfect sizes for things that we want to ship out. So we're looking for one for the hat, which this one looks pretty good. And then one for the boots. This one looks pretty good. But you can tell it comes from Dollar Tree, the $1.25. But yeah. And these are all my other boxes that we keep in stock. You get these from USPS.com. I would only use these boxes if an item sold on Poshmark or if we're shipping priority. And that's usually the small box right here that we use, because anything under a pound sometimes we'll ship priority. But other than that, we're using the free boxes that we get from Dollar Tree's dumpster. And they just kind of stay in this big, large tote in a closet in our house. We got the 2 boxes we need. So whenever I entered the listing for this hat, I put 12 by 10 by 6, which is the average size box that I'm going to choose to ship a hat. As you can tell, this is probably going to be around that, so we'll see whenever we put in the measurements. When it comes to hats, I do polybag them if they sell for at least $20 or more. And then just depending on what type of hat it is, it'll get a polybag. And these are 11 by 14. They are linked in my Amazon, and then you can also find them on eBay too. Couple essentials you're going to need: some tape, scissors, and a marker. When it comes to these Dollar Tree boxes, we do get them free, so it works out perfect. If you don't have a tape gun, I highly recommend it. It just makes your life so much easier when you're shipping. I just do one down the center and one across. Keep it nice. Alrighty, next we're going to need some brown paper. We get ours from Home Depot. This whole row costs $14 from Home Depot, so that's where we've been getting our brown paper from. Alright. Let's just put a little bit of brown paper at the bottom, put it in the hat, and then I just put one single piece over the top of it because I don't want to squash it. So just like that. When it comes to these boxes, since we do get them from Dollar Tree, I'm just going to take off that tag as much as I can. But I'm going to cover it with the actual label, so I'm not going to get too picky with what I leave behind. Just kind of get most of it off. And I'm just going to tape it shut. All these other ones on there I'm going to leave just because it's kind of like a deterrent. So they think that they're getting sandpaper sets. If somebody's trying to steal their package, they may just leave it. And then you want to mark your box with what's in the item so you don't forget. I marked it UK, and then I'll slap the label right over that so you can't even see it. Next up, we have these Floor Shine boots. These sold on Depop, so I'm going to have to use my own box. If they sold on Poshmark, I would use a priority box. But they didn't, so we got to use our own box. Tape it up. Pretty simple. Alright guys, I'm just going to add some brown paper to the bottom. Not much, just enough to give it a little bit of cushion. And then these are the boots. I had to put the shipping at 10 pounds because Depop shipping jumps from 2 pounds to 10 pounds, which is crazy. And then we're going to go ahead and put And I just take the rest and put it on there. I just make sure I cover it. So when they cut the box, they're not going to cut the shoes. Just try to make it look as professional as possible. This is your business. Tape it up. And then same thing with this label right here. I'm going to remove it. So if you do get boxes from other companies, just make sure you remove the labels, especially ones with barcodes. And this one here, I'll remove that one. And it doesn't even have to be fully removed. I just remove enough to where you can't scan a barcode. And that's it. We're going to get this ready to ship out on Depop. When it comes to shipping on Depop, the size of the box does not matter. It goes by weight. So as long as this weighs under 10 pounds, I'm going to be A-okay. The hat sold on eBay. So whenever I made the listing, again, I put 12 by 10 by 6. I always over measure and overweigh. And I put it at 2 pounds. So when I weigh this, it's probably going to weigh less than 2 pounds. All right, let's measure it. So it's 12 by 7 by 6. 12 by 7 by 6. So I'm definitely good on measurements. Let's check the weight. Alrighty guys, Gracie, say hi. We're gonna check the weight as soon as our little puppy moves out of the way. So my scale, I'm on the verge of getting a new one because it's annoying me. When it comes to reselling, you guys, you gotta make sure you have a scale. Ours came from Sam's Club. You can get it off Amazon. I mean, you can go to Walmart and pick one up too. But we wanna know how much this hat weighs. It weighs just over 11 ounces, and I put 2 pounds, so I'm definitely going to have more than enough. And that's what I mean whenever you are over measuring and over weighing, so you're not costing yourself money in shipping. We're going to weigh the Depop one, just so I can show you guys, see how much it weighs. So they weigh 2 pounds and just over 2 pounds, 14 ounces. When I listed these on eBay, I put them at 5 pounds and then 15 by 12 by 10. That's the measurements that I use for pretty much every single pair of boots, unless they're a larger size. Let's see the measurements. And it's 13 by 11 by 8. And again, I put it at 15 by 12 by 10, so we're definitely good. When it comes to shipping on eBay, we use eBay's calculated shipping. Before we ship out anything on eBay, we go through and adjust the weight and measurements because, again, we do over measure and overweigh when we create every single listing. So I had this one at 2 pounds and then 12 by 8 by 6. So I just changed it 12 by 7 by 6. Not a big difference, but still, we do make sure the measurements are on point. Now, when it comes to shipping on eBay, our options are UPS, FedEx, or USPS. We're definitely going to go with UPS Ground Saver. We've been loving UPS Ground Saver here lately because it's the cheapest option. The buyer paid $7.06 for shipping, and the shipping label cost us $5.85. That means the $1.21 extra in overages from shipping does help go toward the brown paper that we used and the tape that we also used. So keep that in mind whenever you're shipping out items. You're not taking advantage of these buyers. I don't pay for shipping, and the buyer does pay for shipping, so that does include the paper and the tape that I do use to ship out their item. All right, guys, I hope that helps when it comes to shipping. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.